Love you too, Mom. All right, bye-bye.
People always talk about luck, but when you're making dozens of mistakes all day long, you're taking luck out of the picture. Take some coworker. She's texting her friends while driving, and she gets into an accident. Surprise, surprise. And then she says, this is terrible. The officer said it was because I was texting.
But I text and drive all the time. I just had a moment of bad luck is all.
I love that. Keep telling yourself that, because the truth isn't that you had a bit of bad luck. The truth is that all of your good luck has finally run out. Almost. So here I am in the car with Allison. I've got her reciting formulas, making cell phone calls, pretty much thinking about everything except the most important job she has at the moment, the safe operation of her vehicle. You have to remember, Allison's not the only one I'm riding with today. I'm riding with almost everyone out here. But for today, the other really important driver was Oscar. Remember I said that Allison made my work so easy? Well, Oscar is a bit of a pushover himself. For one thing, working all those late night shifts, he never gets any sleep. Boy, it sure is going to be good to get some shut-eye after this shift, huh? What did you get yesterday? 3-4 hours? He's so tired. And that by itself does great things for me. But it's all the other stuff that people do to help themselves when they feel drowsy. Because the only really smart thing, pulling over, is the last thing they're going to do. They play music real loud. Which, of course, takes their eyes and mind off the road. Maybe a cup of coffee will do the trick. Hey, Oscar, you don't look very alert. How about a cup of coffee? Whoa. Almost. And now you throw in the pagers beeping, the cell phones ringing, and it's like I'm the one driving these vehicles. And Allison and Oscar are just little machines cranking out a mistake every few seconds. And when a couple of those mistakes come together, well, this is one I'm especially fond of. I was driving home with this guy, and this guy was really angry. And a pickup goes flying past him on the right, which is, of course, bad driving. And the intelligent thing to do when on the road with a bad driver is to give him plenty of space, right? But this is what I love about anger. Anger usually pushes intelligence right out the window. So my angry friend floors him to catch up with this pickup. And on the back of it is one of those little bumper stickers. How's my driving? Call 1-800 blah, blah, blah. So I suggest to him that he should report this guy. So here's this pickup doing at least 15 over the limit. And my angry friend pulling up way too close, squinting to read all those little numbers. And then he only needs one more little nudge. I put into his head that he should report this guy right now. So he pulls out his cell phone and starts trying to enter all those numbers. Of course, later on, talking to the police, my angry friend is trying to explain that the reason the nose of his car is in the bed of the pickup is that the other guy slammed on his brakes too fast. There were no major injuries, which was a disappointment to me. But it was still a good piece of work. Anger, following too closely, staring at a bumper sticker instead of the road, using a cell phone. You people are so helpful. Anyway, back to our story. Allison is stressed out, but finally on her way to night class. Her car is now about 2 miles away from Oscar's, who's headed to another plant. 2 minutes, give or take. Hey, you're not going to do well on your quiz if you're totally stressed out. Where's that CD you like so much that always calms you down? Now they're about 90 seconds apart. I've got to get these two together. The North Side plant, the press inspections. What's the name of that street again? Is it Westway or Nestway? Boy, what crummy handwriting. Is that a W or an N? And now in Allison's car, she's found her music. Let's keep encouraging her to do things for herself. Hey, that cute guy in accounting class has been checking you out lately. You're gonna need some lipstick. Whatever you want is always in the bottom of the bag, isn't it? Keep looking. You'll find it. The road's right there. It's not going anywhere, and there's no car in front of you. And while she's adjusting the mirror, putting on her lipstick and looking at it instead of the road, we need to give one more nudge to Oscar. Wait a second. Weren't you out to the same plant 2 months ago? And the shift supervisor couldn't get his hands on the work order and it turned into this whole big thing? You don't want to go through all that again. Is this the same place? Do you still have the work order from 2 months ago? 20 seconds now. Time for the final touch. Something in Allison's car that she didn't even cause to happen. Oh, great. You don't have time to answer your phone. Just check caller ID, see who it is. Go ahead, look. Allison's eyes go to the phone. That's a second. Oscar drops his clipboard. Papers go everywhere. That's a second. The cars are about 8 seconds from one another. Oscar reaches for his papers, and it causes his truck to drift. Allison's eyes are on her phone and takes the turn too wide. Oscar glances up, knows this is bad. Another day, another dollar. I couldn't do it without you, you know. There are so many ways to keep me out of your car, and so many reasons to do it. You already know most of them. If you're tired, don't drive. If you need to check a map or your directions, wait until you can pull over. If you own a cell phone, either ignore it, or if that's too hard, turn it off before you get in the car. After all, studies have shown that drivers who talk on cell phones are as accident-prone as the ones who drive drunk. If you're going to want a particular CD or MP3 file, find it and load it before you pull out of your driveway. Don't take your eyes off the road to talk to your passengers. And don't stare at your kids in their car seats. You buckle them in, they haven't gone anywhere. Don't eat or drink while you drive. Because like I said before, driving is a dangerous full-time job with dozens of critical decisions to be made every minute. You and your ton of automobile are often covering 88 feet per second. Every time you allow your mind to wander, you're just gambling, hoping you can beat the odds. And someday, you'll gamble and lose. If you keep letting me ride along with you, then someday the inopportune moment will come. And when it does, you won't be the only one who suffers. It's really one moment that becomes a lifetime of pain and loss for a number of people. Of course, it doesn't have to be that way. Look at how the smallest adjustment can make the biggest difference. Like Allison and Oscar. Just one less mistake would have saved both their lives. Imagine Allison's cell phone being turned off. Now she doesn't hear the incoming call, so her eyes stay on the road and her car stays in her lane. She sees Oscar's truck drift, so she slows down. When he overcorrects, he comes into her lane, but it happens 73 feet further away because she slowed down. He regains control in the nick of time.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
But it didn't happen that way, did it? So you see, it would be so easy to keep me out. But you don't want to keep me out. You like me. You like your distractions. You like your cell phones, your MP3s, and your coffee. And shoot, you've been driving for years. You can take a second to fix your hair. You can't live without me. But I can promise you this. You can't live with me either. I'll see all of you real soon. Sooner than you think.